Hello and welcome to Howay, a comedy game show where two teams battle it out to prove whose city is the best. It's a completely unbiased little bit of fun, produced by Sunderland, filmed by Sunderland and paid for by Sunderland. I'm your host, Connor Reid, and today's teams are from the North East. Now, let me introduce you to today's panellists. Representing Team Sunderland, we have Ben and Beth. Can you tell us what part of Sunderland you are from?
I'm from Hilton Castle.
I'm from Washington.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you for that. And representing Team Newcastle, we have Phoebes and Jack. Can you tell us what part of Newcastle you are from?
The train station.
Very nice, a popular destination by many.
I'm from the city centre.
Very nice, bougie, lovely here. Now, let's get straight into our first round called Where Am I? For this round, we will be visiting our field reporter, Ashton. Ashton, can you explain how this round works?
Welcome to the part of the show called Where Am I? Where you guess where I am. Now, our first location is somewhere in Newcastle, so can you guess where I am? Back to you teams.
Brilliant. Team Sunderland, can you guess where Ashton is?
Centre for Life, I think.
Yeah, looks like Centre for Life.
Have you ever visited Centre for Life?
No.
No. Well, that's a dead-end conversation born from the start. Beautiful. Team Newcastle, can you tell me where you believe Ashton was?
May I please confer with the High Council first?
Go on then, have a discussion.
Thank you very much.
Right.
It might look like a centre of life, but it could be anywhere. It looks like a science place. I'm
looks very
going to
sciencey.
guess, because it looks like a science place, like Elon Musk's house.
Elon Musk's house in the
Yeah.
centre of...
SpaceX.
Very nice. SpaceX. We'll go with that answer. I'll have a look at our questions here. It was, in fact, the centre of life. Well done,
Close
Team
enough.
Sunderland. Let's go to the next location.
Right. I'm here in Sunderland. Can you tell us where I am?
Well suited and booted for that one. Now, Newcastle, can you guess where he is?
I mean, this is quite hard, but it generally looks like my dad's building site.
Very nice. Your dad runs a building site.
Yeah, I'm a Nepo baby.
You're a Nepo baby.
Yeah, it's why I have a different face every time I come back and see you.
He gets a lot of work done. I
Yeah.
like it. Okay, is that what we're settling on, or do you have another
What are we
answer?
going to pick?
As good as that answer is, I think it might be Keel Square in the centre of Sunderland.
It's a good shout.
More popular location. Okay, Sunderland, would you like to have a guess as to where that was?
Looks like Hill Square.
Keel Square.
Uh,
Home turf. Brilliant. Let's take a look at our answers. It was, in fact, Keel Square. Well done to both teams on that one. Now, let's go to the next location.
Quickly, tell me where I am.
Just got out there in the nick of time by the looks of things. Team Sunderland, can you guess where Ashton is?
Based off the Shearer statue, that must be St James's Park.
Very observant, so you're going with St James's Park. Newcastle, would you be able to give me your reason and why?
Handsome football man, football statue, football guy. I don't know
Lots of
anything
football.
about sports. Football. Saint
something, yeah.
something. Come on. You've got to know what it is.
St James.
St James.
You're going to go
James
for
Park.
St James's?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the answers. It was, in fact, St James's Park. Well done there to both teams. Let's move on to the next one.
Next location in Sunderland. Can you tell us where I am?
Interesting location, Team Newcastle. Can you have a guess as to where Ashton was?
Very impressive architectural structure. I'm going to guess the bus station.
The bus station, a very similar architecture to the bus station.
Yeah.
Very true. Is that what you're
Yeah, I'll
settling
back
on?
that, sure.
Okay, Team Sunderland, would you like to have a guess as to where Ashton was?
I think you can tell by the team colours, it's the Stadium of Light.
The Stadium of Light, unanimous decision?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I can confirm it was, in fact, the Stadium of Light, so another point to Team Sunderland there. On that note, I will share a little fun fact with you. It's more of a question, more of a scripted bit of theatre. But how many Sunderland fans does it take to change a light bulb? Any guesses? No, you'd not know, because it's none. They're quite happy living in the shadows, and on that note, let's go to see where Ashton is next.
Right, I'm outside my next Sunderland location. Could you please tell me where I am?
Okay, Sunderland, why don't you have a guess as to where Ashton is?
Don't know what that accent was, but
No.
Empire Theatre?
Yeah, he doesn't really look suited for the theatre though.
No,
He
definitely not.
Doesn't look like the target audience really.
You're going to go with Empire?
Yeah.
Very well. Let's have a look over here, Newcastle. Have a pick.
Looks like quite a bougie area, and in Sunderland that's quite lacking. So it can only be a few places, so I think Empire's a good guess.
Oh no, see, he's all ballied up on like a Monday morning. It's got to be a really fancy Spoons.
You're thinking Spoons?
Yeah, it's more Spoons.
It would make a lot more sense.
I'm a man of culture.
You're a man of culture.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's take a look at the answers. It was in fact the Empire Theatre. Well done, Sunderland, once again. Now, let's move on to Ashton. Where are you now?
Right, okay, for the last location of the night, we have a location in Newcastle, and I would like you to guess where I am.
Okay, Newcastle, would you like to start by guessing where Ashton is?
I'm a bit of like a weird loner. I don't like to get out the house much. It looks too up and coming for me. So Jack, you're cool.
Debatable. One of my less sort of visited locations on a night out, but Dog and Parrot is recognisable.
Recognisable. Well, that's enough for this. Very good. We'll go with Dog and Parrot from Newcastle. Sunderland, would you like to pick?
I have no idea.
That is definitely Dog and Parrot.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Well done to both teams. That was correct. Dog and Parrot. Well done. And the scores of that are Newcastle 3, Sunderland 6, quite considerably in the lead. Well done, everyone. Now, let's move on to round 2. For this round, we went around Sunderland and Newcastle City Centre asking the public questions relating to the North East. For this round, we will show you what the public had to say, and you need to guess what we asked them. The prompt for the first question is, what do you think of the people from the other city? Now, let's have a look at the first video.
I actually think they're misjudged. I think they are really smart creatures and they have a bad rep.
Depending on my mood, they're either really minging or really cool.
You know, they're animals the same as we are animals.
Not a big fan of them, to be honest. Not something I really want to be seeing. But you see them quite a lot in a uni flat, sadly.
They're very, very scary. Yeah, no, I don't want them anywhere near my house, but I guess out in the wild they're fine, yeah.
I wouldn't want them in my house, but if I see them in the street, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, they're vermin, aren't they? They're not very nice.
And now let's see what Sunderland had to say.
Hairy.
Disgusting. Horrible.
I know that they hang around the drains.
Creepy. Not too keen on them.
Not great, are they? Carry disease.
They're a nuisance, aren't they? They're a mess. They're all over the place, isn't it?
Obviously, you see that they get into takeaways and they're not too good for the food.
Got friends who have had them as pets.
No, don't really like them that much.
Teeth.
Well, we have had some strong opinions there, didn't we? Now, let's ask you lot, what did you think we asked the public? Team Sunderland, you go first.
Some type of rodent, maybe like mice or rats.
Yeah, rats.
You're going down the rodent route?
Yeah.
Very nice, strong opinions. Newcastle, you have your pick.
Jack, it's got to be American tourists.
American tourists, of which we get plenty of in
Too
Sunderland and
many,
Newcastle.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
There we go. I will take a look at our answers. And the question was, what do you think about rats? Let's say we'll give that point to Sunderland. Now, for the second video. The prompt for the second video is describe the other city centre.
That looks like some slum.
Not very nice, doesn't look very nice.
Lack of infrastructure and lack of care.
I would say that it was a very run-down area with huge potential.
Run down.
It's not somewhere I'd particularly want to be. It looks like derelict buildings.
It looks pretty desolate. It looks as if the people who live there don't have a great deal of money.
It makes me feel forlorn.
Smelly, dirty, disappointing.
Don't really like that. It looks a bit scruffy.
Can I swear?
And if you want.
Shithole.
Quite sad.
Like very derelict, dark, depressing. I don't think I would like to live there.
Drab.
Dark, dingy, quite sad.
What do you think we have asked the public? Team Newcastle, you go first.
They've evidently just seen the inside of my miserable house.
Is that how unkept it is?
Don't tell anyone how I live.
Oh my God, right, okay, so you're going with your own house?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's take a look at Team Sunderland. What were you going to guess?
Sounds like biker, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty sure I'm photo of biker.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to biker?
Never.
Unfortunately.
No. Unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
Oh, what was the occasion?
Just ended up there somehow.
All right, okay. Lost adventures.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. Well done to the teams, but neither one you got it right. It was describe the picture of Chernobyl. Now the scores at the end of that round are Newcastle 3, Sunderland now 7, taking the lead. For this round, we are going to test the team's knowledge of local pop culture and news. Team Newcastle, would you like to test your buzzers? Very nice, we've got some piggies in. And Team Sunderland, let's hear yours. Very nice, we've got some ducks, very nice. Great, they are working, so let's get straight to it. Buzz in if you know the answer. Okay, question 1. Let's take a look. Which dialect term is commonly heard in the northeast to refer to a friend or mate?
Got to be Mara.
Mara, very nice. Yeah. Because that is the correct answer, you are correct. Very nice. We'll go on to the second question. Where did the first Greg's Bakery shop open in 1951? Brilliant. Over on Sunderland.
City Centre, maybe?
City Centre. It's not the correct answer. Anyone else want to buzz in to see where the first Greg's Bakery was opened?
No.
No, nothing going on this side. No. Nothing going on this side. It was, in fact, Gosforth. Question 3. What North East College did Little Mix member Perry Edwards attend? Now, come on, you must know this one. Yes?
Newcastle College.
Newcastle College. It was correct. Well done. That's another point to Sunderland. Absolutely. Question 4. Which partially ruined North East Castle is situated in the coast and was used as a filming location for Macbeth and Robin Hood? Yes?
A bouncy castle.
A bouncy castle. It was. It's an option. It's an option. Anyone else want to guess in on that one?
Probably a bouncy.
I have no idea.
Redundant castles. No one's taken it. It was Dunspark Castle. Then we have one final question of this round. Question 5. In what year did the Tyne Bridge open? Buzz in if you know the answer. Brilliant, Sunderland.
1927?
1927. It is incorrect. Anyone else want to have a go? Yes?
28.
1928 is the correct answer. Well done there for Newcastle. We have one more video to show you tonight, which is the people of the Northeast telling us what they like most about their region.
I love the people. I'm from here, I've lived here all my life.
Up and coming, especially in Sunderland area.
The people, the community, and friendliness.
Oh, the people. The people are great, they're friendly.
It's brilliant. I mean, the people are lovely. The weather could be a bit better, but the people are lovely. This city especially is lovely.
The beaches and the people and Sunderland Football Club.
But the North East, the people, by a mile. The people here are so friendly. It's just a really, really nice part of the world.
I love the accent. I just like how everyone sounds like really similar.
It's vibrant, it's feisty.
I like the shops and the parks. Jesmond Dean I like.
But no, it's good. I like the North East. It's like home, but a bit better.
Social side of it. Newcastle, Sunderland's getting there. Oosburn, fantastic. Just generally from a social point of view, yeah.
Oh, some great responses and some proud Northerners right there. The final scores at the end of today's show is Newcastle 5 and Sunderland 8. Unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. A big thank you to all the guests for taking part. And I've been your host, Connor Reid, and this has been Howay, Howay. Goodbye.